Yeah, I think Garrett is an extremely strong counterpart to Devo, right, on the opposite side, on the opposite team. But without any further ado, it's time to get into the next match. The final quarterfinal of the day, the final round of 8 match. It's Orbit versus Mocket Aces. With the commentary on the desk, it's going to be Wave Punk and Findable Carpet. Take it away, guys.
Thanks so much, Axel Toss. Orbit Gaming is America's last hope in the winner bracket right now. Carpet, how do you think they're going to do?
I think they're going to do fantastic. They're a team that's shown time and time again that are almost like impossible to match. But what I love is that we have Garrett G, North American highlight reel, and Devo, the European highlight reel. Both of these guys have just showed phenomenal mechanical skill all season, every single week. They managed to get themselves on that highlight. I don't understand.
Yep, no, we're going to have the #1 offense in North America going up against the #2 defense, or #2 offense, excuse me, in Europe, going up against the #1 defense in North America in Orbit Gaming. Orbit here in the blue with Pashy and the boys in the orange. Game #1 here on DFH. It's Pashy and Mocket Aces who are up on the offense early on. Violent Panda able to drop that one into the box. Garrett will play it over to the side. And now Panda, I believe that is Moses on the field. His name is Panda, but I believe that is Moses. As Violent Panda on the side of Mocket Aces tries to move this one up, and Garrett G will pass up to Moses, sends it towards the box. It does go wide. That'll leave it with Devo in the corner.
Trying to, take control again. We see the feelers coming out. Both of these seem so aggressive. Ooh, Turtle trying to get a demo on net, but Panda calmly just hopped right over.
Violent Panda now over to the side. Garrett G will be able to pick it up off of him, drop it in front of the net. A good play there by Diva as Moses is right there. Try and finish it off. Turtle still in a threatening position, passes to Moses, who puts it into the box. Turtle can't finish it off, and Mocket holds on. It's still 0-0 as the first minute expires.
I think Moses was too scared to hit that hard. He was going to hit it to the crossbar potentially, so he backflipped instead. It gave him a weak touch. Turtle tried to fall through, but they're giving themselves opportunities, which is definitely going to keep Mocket on their back toes.
Pashy able to put that one in the corner. Devo plays it high. Turtle has to intercept this one as he's the last line of defense. He hits it, puts it down, lets Garrett and Moses rotate in the back, but here comes Pashy sending it towards the goal. Garrett takes it away from him and sends it to the side. And now Turtle looking for an opportunity. See if he can play this one past Pashy. Puts it up, takes it across the midfield line, gets the 50-50 with Violent Panda as well. Now Moses looking to set this one out, puts it over and out towards Turtle. Not able to get there. Garrett G will have to play it back up. Panda setting this one high. Moses drops it to Turtle. 3:20 left to go. Neither team has figured out how to score just yet. Both defenses holding on. As Panda sends this one around, or Moses rather. Nice dunk there by Violent Panda, getting it past Turtle, but Garrett G will immediately move out of goal and challenge. Puts it back up to the midfield. This ball's spending a lot of time in the midfield. Not something we usually see. Usually one team is able to hold on to ball control more than the other, but right now, both teams feeling very even.
They're also waiting for that opportunity to really have full control. They're kind of having aggressive positioning. We see now Moses trying to chase that down the field with the corner, with Garrett short behind, gonna put that just above the crossbar.
Oh, can Turtle drop it, and he gets the angle, and there's the first blood on the board.
After this touch from Garrett, I had a feeling it was going to result in at least a potential opportunity, and we see Turtle, as soon as Panda didn't get the touch he tried to get, Turtle with the accuracy, putting it to the post, making it difficult for anyone to follow through.
That backboard meta, when Violent Panda missed the save, missed the clear, it was all up to Garrett, and he's able to send that one in, or Turtle rather, who gets that first goal for Orbit. Garrett gonna try and carry this one through. Can't get it past Pashy, who takes it away. Immediately going to the transition. Mocket looking to move out quickly. Turtle gets demoed, which means he'll spawn back on defense. Moses will pop this one high. Now Turtle in the air, sends it towards his own net. Can Pashy finishes off, sends it back into the box. No, Moses is there. They're holding on.
Turtle had to get the touch that he needed. He had to at least get it away from a Mocket Ace player, and he was able to almost put it on his own net. It was quite frustrating to watch, I'm sure, for him. But now we see them trying to regain their composure on defense, try and get their rotations, but Mocket's trying to keep up the pressure so they can't.
Garrett G with ball control up at midfield, gets it past Devo, just races it past him, puts it on the backboard, lays it down. What a pass there from Garrett as he gets goal #2.
Full control on that back wall. We see Garrett pop it right over Devo, and then follow suit right out to his teammate Moses there.
He just dribbled on the wall. He just took it and pushed it back down underneath the goalie. Oh my goodness.
Talked about it being a highlight reel. Right there is exactly the showcase we love to see from Garrett.
Holy cow, he sends that one away. Now Violent Panda on the wall. They're just looking for anything at this point. 1:55 left to go, and Mocket Aces has yet to get on the board. As Garrett G sends it over to the wall. Violent Panda able to pick it up. Gains decent ball control there and has it into the box. Violent Panda almost finishes it off, but Moses sends it over to the side, and he's got it across that midfield line. Here comes Orbit again.
We see Mocket having to retreat and play defense at the same time, which is giving Genesis, or apologies, Orbit, all these opportunities on net, and it's what's keeping all that pressure up.
Moses sends it over to the far side, goes up on the wall, and Turtle looks to read this one. Wow, I'm very impressed he was able to pick that one up. Sets it back down. Here comes Garrett. Puts it over to the corner. Moses looks for an opportunity, but just decides fall back, allow Mocket to move up. He's going to try and push this one out. Pashy just barely can't find the goal as it goes off the crossbar, or off the post, both sides. There for Mocket as they take 2 shots. Moses earns himself a savior medal as we approach this final minute of gameplay. If Mocket can put this one in on this offensive, they will have an opportunity still to tie it up. But right now, it's been all Orbit. Garrett will let that one pop past. This gets drawn in the corner, and Moses puts it back out to midfield. Turtle moves up. Very quick rotations here as he sends it towards the net. Violent Panda gets the save, but Garrett G keeps the pressure on. It's back into the box as Violent Panda sends it in Turtle's direction. Drops to Devo, 30 seconds approaching. And it's do or die time for Mocket in game number 1. They need one immediately if they want to have a dream of equalizing.
Fantastic touch from Devo. Passing, going to get a shot.
Tried to put it through, but Moses was there. Devo keeps the pressure on, and Garrett sends it over to the side. They've completely kept their goal clean in game number 1. 15 seconds longer, and they will shut out Mocket for game number 1.
It is going to be difficult, nearly impossible, but we see now all that pressure coming. Devo trying to get a good shot, and he does, over to the post. 7 seconds. They're not leaving themselves a lot of breathing room, but they are definitely still trying to bring it to Orbit.
Man, that touch from Moses, he's got to be kicking himself. Just let it bounce off of his own butt. And it popped right in front of Devo, and he's like, I'll take that one. 7 seconds left. They can do this. This is possible. It'll depend all on how this kickoff goes. It pops high, but Turtle will be the first one there, and he'll put it into the corner. It's all but over at this point, unless they can get the full court carry. They have an opportunity as Devo sends it to the Violent Panda. Oh, they had the setup, but just couldn't quite get the touch. Game 1 goes to Orbit.
I would not write Mocket off at all. We saw how much they were able to turn on there. And just the last minute, they got the goal, and they almost got another opportunity there towards the end. If he'd just gotten underneath that, they could have potentially tied it up. Orbit had only 1 player left back on defense. The reason I also really don't want to write off Mocket is they didn't seem to be playing to their full potential.
Sure.
We saw some good plays from them, and Orbit was really playing calm and clean. Nothing too outlandish. I mean, we saw the fantastic pass from Garrett. One of the most phenomenal things I've seen already. I mean, so many things today. I'm loving it. I can't wait to see that. I'm 100% certain that's going to be on the highlight reel.
Oh, absolutely. And I think you made a great point that Mocket didn't seem to be playing at their full potential, as we saw towards the end of the game there. 2 shots, one from Passion and I believe one from Devo, that both bounce off the posts. And that would have been the tying goal, given the way that the end of the game went, with Moses letting it bounce off of him. But with fewer shots, we see Orbit able to pull off the win here with 6 saves. Very impressive stuff from Orbit.
I mean, solid defense, but as I said, Mocket didn't seem to be putting those plays together that we saw from them so many times. I mean, especially Devo and Pashy. We've talked about it before. Pashy, one of the best 1v1 players we will ever see on this pitch. I mean, he can beat almost anyone out. If you're ever in a one-on-one situation against him, you probably are done for. So he didn't have a lot of opportunity to try and show that and force it in these situations. But I think if he's able to get these opportunities and actually, try and make the plays, give it over to his teammate Devo, who we know is one of a phenomenal striker, they still have a really good shot at this. I mean, they only lost that by 1 goal in the end. Could have been close.
Very, very close. And it seemed that Mocket was waiting for the mistakes from Orbit, which is a good way to play, to kind of hang back. You called it out at the beginning. The ball's hanging out at the midfield. Both sides are looking and feeling out each other, looking for the mistakes the teams are making. But it was just like Orbit just didn't make any until the very end, when you saw Moses, who is now properly named, here up on the pitch, looking to take this one away from Pashy, who plays it all the way onto the backboard. No one really set up in goal, but Garrett gets the interference in the corner. It will allow Moses to rotate back and start the defensive rotations here for Exodus. Turtle challenges. Now Moses, they got it past 2. Garrett's going to have to move out and let Turtle rotate in behind him. This Violent Panda got a nice setup there. It almost goes in as Moses very intelligently does not touch that one. But it was interesting. There was no one following up Violent Panda's setup. Mocket could have had a bit more pressure. They might have been able to finish that one off, but now it's Orbit up on the offense. Garrett puts it off of the post, bounced straight back out, and Devo will be able to pop it away. Pashy will challenge, wins that 1v1. Turtle is there. Has all the power on Pashy's shot, lost him ball control. But Devo watching on the wall. He'll be able to move out first. Pass this one up, try and get in a position that Violent Panda can work with, but Garrett G sends it away. Pashy will move this one around. Can't get it past Moses. Both teams with opportunities to score, but the defense is saying there's nothing we can't handle here.
We've seen a couple hiccups almost at Orbit, and right here, Panda trying to get the shot around the final defender, just barely eking it towards the left of the post.
Garrett will put that one back out into the middle, and Devo immediately puts it back up onto the backboard. No one in a position to interfere, but Violent Panda can't get the final touch. Devo sets this one high. Pashy with a good opportunity, puts it onto the backboard himself. Actually just drops down and hits the crossbar. Violent Panda almost has the final touch. Very close. Almost perfect accuracy there from Pashy.
Fantastic shot from Pashy, just hitting the crossbar. And that's what happens when you let them have a little bit of time. Orbit now not getting to those balls on defense as quick as we saw earlier in this series.
Violent Panda pops this one out. Devo puts it up, and Pashy up for the third touch. Will drop it, and the 1, 2, 3, and now Mocket's on the board.
Now they're starting to put that pressure up that we've seen them do so many times. That first touch really put it to that defender, pulling them out, and then at that point, it's just pace. They're just trying to beat them to the ball. They're getting up quicker, and they were able to secure the goal, giving them the lead.
I literally get goosebumps every time they do that. Like, there's 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit in. Mocket with the first goal of game number 2. Looking to tie up the series here. 3:01 left to go in game number 2, and Orbit is looking to equalize after that goal from Mocket. Moses with an opportunity will send this one towards the box. Turtle was bumping Pashy in goal, but they're not able to get the final shot, and that'll leave just Garrett in the back. He'll send it over to the side where Turtle is waiting. He pops it back out to the midfield. Moses moving up, quickly transitioning onto offense. As Orbit tries to get the equalizer, Devo will play it away. That backboard defense coming in handy for Mocket as they're going to be able to move out.
So quickly, they're able to turn defense into offense. We see Orbit with so much control, but it's getting batted away right now by Mocket without too much trouble.
Violent Panda plays the slow game, goes for the dribble, and gets it past Moses. Him and Devo moving up together. They're going to pinch that one out, but Turtle reads it off the wall, sends it back out to about quarter field. Pashy will be able to pop it. What a play there by Pashy. Faking out Turtle as well, just trying to hold on to the ball at this point. 50-50 from Violent Panda will give Mocket continued control here. Turtle will be able to pick it up, send it back into Mocket's corner. Now Devo will let Garrett take this one, actually. He shoots towards the net, and Pashy blocks it away. An excellent defender, Pashy is. And he's got his team up by 1 right now. 1:53 left to go.
Now the pressure's coming on. Moses going to try and drop this down, knowing he doesn't have the angle, but now we're seeing Orbit maybe a little bit frustrated, trying to get those goals in. Turtle, see how aggressively they're placed. Turtle staying on that back wall. Moses following shortly behind, and now they're going to get another attack.
There's an opportunity, but Moses not able to make contact and set it out for Garrett. Turtle will move up and pop it out to midfield. Moses has fallen back. Lets Turtle continue his offensive. He's winning the 50-50s. If he can get this last one, it was there for Garrett, who was in the midfield waiting, but Pashy wins out, and now he's got the ball back in Orbit territory. It goes wide of the goal. It gets bumped by Turtle, and Garrett will try to pick this one up. Leaves it for Turtle, but Devo picks it up in between the transition. Now Moses and Turtle towards the goal. Can they put another one in here? Goes wide, 1:09 left on the clock. They still are just holding on by 1 as Mocket tries to get their first win. They almost put that one through. Orbit continues to knock on the door. They have not. Does it go in? It does! The tightest of angles. Turtle ties it.
The unexpected corner bounce from Turtle ended up putting it into the net, but this all resulted from just non-stop pressure from Orbit. They kept taking shots, which forced all of Mocket Aces out of the net 1 by 1 until eventually no one could rotate back quick enough, and that ball just rolled right in.
Fantastic pressure. Gives us a tie game. Game number 2. Orbit looking to get their second win with Violent Panda now, sending it up high. Devo is in the air. He carries it away, just trying to keep it away from Orbit, see if they can keep this offensive going. But Turtle will be able to send that one back. Pashy wins the 50-50, follows it in the air, leaves it for Devo, who also leaves that one. I can't believe that both of those were a fake. One of those made a mistake. And Turtle will be able to send this one back towards his own net. Garrett will pick it up, try to transition this one out. 30 seconds remaining. We're all tied up at 1 apiece, Carpet.
They're getting close, and this is what I love to see out of these teams. Both of them coming in so confident and so strong, and it just seems that any given moment, one team can turn it on, almost. Violent Panda with a shot.
Does it go in? Not quite yet. Pashy keeps the offensive going, passing over to Panda, who sends it towards the net.
What an angle!
Go. No, not just quite. Moses gets there, saving it away. Violent Panda will keep the pressure on. The countdown to overtime has started, and Pashy will keep this one alive. They have one more opportunity, but Garrett will shut it down, send it back to midfield. They're looking for the full court carry right now. They send that one around. Turtle sends it. Oh, so close. Overtime, game 2.
The defensive solidarity from Orbit. I cannot believe Moses was able to get that saved, but it puts them into overtime here. So close.
Moses now moving up. Next goal wins as he sends it towards the net, but Violent Panda pops it high. Turtle in to try and finish it off. Cannot get enough air. Now he will pick up boost in the corner. Still in a dangerous spot here from Mocket. As Garrett's touch bounces off of Pashy and goes back out to midfield. Moses gets it past Violent Panda, but an empty backfield. Is anyone there? There's Devo. Be able to send that one there, but nice interception from Turtle to keep this offensive going for Orbit. Pinch goes high off the ceiling. Moses is the first one there, but misses. That leaves it for Violent Panda and Garrett. They try to back pass. Turtle will be able to pick it up. It works out for Orbit. They're holding on here, just trying to keep this offensive going.
Mocket keeping control even in their own half. Almost getting it.
He goes in. Garrett finishes it off. It's the 2-game lead for Orbit.
They tried to carry it off this back wall. I thought they had control, but it bounced just a little bit too far off. And now we see Garrett coming in clutch, able to rotate his car in the most uncomfortable of positions, getting the power and the angle he needed, giving them game number 2, looking real smooth going into this third game.
That pass in game number 1, the winner in game number 2. Garrett is going off right now, putting up 3 saves and 4 shots here in game number 2. 8 shots again from Orbit. They're working very efficiently. Same shot differentials too, like the way it's all spread out. Very interesting stuff here as Orbit continues on. Mocket Aces looking good in both games, but just not able to finish it off just yet.
I mean, that's a big part of it. 7 shots. They still had about the same amount of shots as Orbit. But as you said, efficiency is key at a level of this caliber. I mean, we're able to see them get a couple of passing plays and some shots, but the shots, there were only a few that were really close. When we saw that last one, that save by Moses, they must have been frustrated. That must have looked like it was going right in. A nice candid shot. Hopefully get one of those nice snapshot pictures right before it goes in. But either way, it's just that half second that you take to maybe look for a teammate instead of go for the shot. Maybe if they're able to do that just a few more times, and they can make more opportunities for themselves.
Sure, well, and when you have a backboard defense, you have someone in goal. No one's up on the backboard, and they put it onto the backboard. At that point, it's already too late, right? There's no way to get a player up on the backboard to interrupt the shots, and so that's what Mocket is so good at. They just continue to pound that backboard once they realize they have the opportunity. That's how they got that goal. If they can make that happen again, we got a series on our hands, but right now, Orbit has got match point. They win this one, they move on.
I mean, that's a huge part of it. We see plenty of times when you're on board with their cams, you see them approaching and there's a goalie in there, and you see them hesitating. They look at the goalie, they look at the top backboard, and they're like, I'm going to go for one of these. You slam it on the backboard above the goalie. They have no choice but to make an attempt, and it puts you in a better position.
Game number 3, match point here. The only hope for Mocket in the winner's bracket is a reverse sweep, something Pashy is very familiar with from the last LAN. Demo and the Turtle will open up some space for them to move up, but that puts him back on the defense. They're going to have to get through all 3 Orbit players if they want to score here. They drop it in. Oh, Violent Panda's so close to that one. Cannot get it through the final line of defense, and they hold on 0-0 in the first 30 seconds.
They know they're going to have to come out violently for this game. You want to make sure that Orbit doesn't feel confident going offense because you know they can score, but here we see an opportunity just batted away.
Pashy is so good in net. The way he always gets in the way. Now Moses sending that one back out into the middle. Turtle pops it high. Violent Panda will carry this one over the top. Can he drop it in? Oh, so close. Can Pashy finish it off?
No!
He misses it. So unfortunate there from Mocket. It was a beautiful play there by Violent Panda to set that one up and draw the defenders along with him. But at this point, first minute, come and gone, no one scored.
That demo on Devo, I think, relieved a bit of pressure for Orbit. I've seen an unprecedented amount of bumps and demos from them. They've been hunting down that goalie a lot more. It's usually what you see in a Mocket Aces. Pashy is well known for his demolitions.
Garrett up on the backboard, not wanting to fall prey to that backboard passing plays that Mocket like to use so much. Able to put that one away. Demo onto Garrett. Trying to keep this offensive going. A great bump there by Devo to send it up onto the backboard. Here's an opportunity. Violent Panda is able to get it past the defenders, and there's Mocket on first.
I think this may have been a bit of a hiccup between Moses and Turtle or Garrett, but I think there was a bump just off screen, which is what resulted in that late attempt to try and make the save. Not a very difficult save to make, but I think if they bumped into each other, he wouldn't have a solid takeoff.
There was the demolition that happened like 3 seconds earlier, so he spawned in the corner alongside him, blowing the rotation. Just a perfect example of why demolitions are so important here. Turtle able to put that one away, and now Orbit, a similar position that they were last game, down by 1. They were able to pull it off in game number 2. Let's see what they do in game number 3. As Turtle puts that one over the top. Pashy leaves it for Devo. Look to see if they can score 2. They have only scored, the only goal they've scored this entire series was that one last series, or last game rather. See if they can get 2 on the board here. But now Moses with an opportunity, blocked away by Devo. Into the corner, 3 minutes on the clock. 1-0 for Orbit as they hold on. They move him back onto defense, but there's Moses at the midfield. Solid rotations, keeping this ball deep in Maka territory.
Both teams having fantastic clearing placement. You'll see them place it away from their enemies, whether it could be in the corner or right towards the midfield, and they're going to follow up instead. But they have a good, I mean, every single player on this field has a great eye for where their opponents are.
Moses gets a uncomfortably strong touch that gives it to Pashy, who puts it towards the backboard, draws Garrett out along with him. Him and Turtle in the corner. Moses has to get back in net as Pashy sends it towards the goal. Violent Panda in a nice spot, can't get there in time. Moses carries it away, but Devo will put it back towards the box. Garrett is waiting. He passes up to Moses onto the backboard. Turtle's in the air. Can he put it through? Does not make contact. That'll give ball control back to Violent Panda and Devo here. They'll be able to put it back into the blue. 2:10 left to go. Violent Panda takes a shot towards net, and Moses gets the save. Pashy in with a follow-up. It's Turtle this time who pushes it away. Orbit's holding on right now on the defense, but they have to score. There's only 2 minutes left.
Maka trying to maintain this pressure. As I said a little bit earlier, you don't want to allow Orbit to take these shots. People like Garrett and Turtle, who work so well together, will easily tie this game up if you even give them half of an opportunity. Oh, another demo on Garrett.
That'll be putting him back on defense. Straighten out the rotations here a bit. So he moves up, puts it towards the goal. Blocked away by Violent Panda, and Devo looks for the rotation, gets that transition play.
Devo.
Open net. Can he finish this one off? Foot it in. No, Turtle was there. Far back. Hard to see, but pushes him away. Now they have an opportunity to tie this game. A great shot by Turtle, but Devo slams the door, sends it away. They're holding on. Maka's still up by 1.
Devo wants MVP this round. Between that shot attempt and that save, just getting there in time for Turtle, leaving them with just over a minute left to try and tie this up.
Pashy in the corner, looking for ball control, trying to keep it away from Turtle. Puts it high on the wall, plays it past him. They've drawn out 2, but Moses with the solid clear up to Garrett. A great setup here. But his setup, his pass was very wide. Garrett putting it over onto the wall once more. All the players facing the wrong direction for Orbit. Turtle's able to put it back into the corner, let Garrett rotate in behind him. Will actually pick up ball controls. Violent Panda did not challenge. Devo will send this one very high. Now there's Garrett putting it back down for Moses, who cannot make contact before Pashy was there. He's onto the backboard again, sets it out here for Violent Panda. His shot is weak, and Turtle will be able to clear this one away. 35 seconds remaining. They only need 1 for overtime. 2 would give them the win and the series. 30 seconds remaining. If Maka can hold on, though, we'll go to a game 4. Devo on the wall, not sure what he wants to do. Pops this one high. Violent Panda is there, cannot get it past Garrett, who sends it towards the net. Picked up by Pashy, keeps it on the ground, plays it past Moses. Turtle is there as well. He'll take it away. Devo now. Final 10 seconds. Deep in enemy territory. Moses has to clear this one out. Pashy's actually there, will finish it off with that goal right there. Maka Ace is going to be able to secure game 3.
Turtle attempted a demo to relieve the pressure, but it ended up giving him just a little, not enough time to retreat back to net, and we see Pashy and Devo doing what they do best, passing it to each other, giving them the opportunity. 2-0 now. They will most likely take this game. We see Orbit struggling a bit to try and get a point on the board this game.
Well, if it was possible to score 2 goals in 5 seconds, it's definitely not possible to score 2 in 0. Maka Ace is taking game number 3. Very low-scoring series we have so far, as both teams playing very strong defense.
They're trying to play the efficient game. They don't want to just bombard with unnecessary shots. They understand the control, and especially in solo situations, that every single player on this field has. I mean, Pashy in a 1v1, Garrett, Turtle, Moses. I'm just going to name them all, but there's no point because you can see them right there on the board. All 6 of these players in just solo situations are able to mount pressure and turn something into an opportunity. So I think that's also why they're trying to make sure they make efficient shots on goal. You don't just want to give up possession, because especially in counterattacks, it's going to be devastating.
So apparently the story of this match is the magic number is 8. If you can score 8 shots, if you can shoot 8 shots, you win the game. So far, every team who has won has gotten just 8. They held Orbit to 5 here, which is good to see that they're able to get a bit more ball control here from Maka, as they're able to find a way around. Again, a very defensive series coming out. It was impressive to watch the way that they were able to play, use those team plays, draw them off, draw the defenders out. And that demo, again, the critical thing there that gave them the go-ahead goal.
Yeah, I mean, the frustrating part about demos is it can be a pro and a con for both sides, right? Sometimes you get demoed, you're like, oh, sweet, now I'm back on defense because they're about to try and, score on us. But if you're the person that's doing the demo, it puts you out of position. And we just saw Turtle actually did successfully get a good demolition and actually relieved a bit of pressure. But since he wasn't able to rotate and no one took his spot and they weren't prepared, because it puts your team off of rotation as well, they were able to get a score last second and really seal that deal.
So we move on to DFH Stormy here for game number 4. Maka Aces still have to win 2. If Orbit takes this one, it's all over and they move forward in the winner's bracket. drop Maka to the lower. Pashy leaves that one for Devo. Violent Panda now in the air. Drops that one into the corner. No one's there. Violent Panda will be able to try and put it away. Back pass into Devo. The Turtle and Moses to Garrett. What was this? That speed, that transition. Orbit's on the board.
These counter plays. Devo even tried last second to bump Turtle out, but after that touch, cleared it over to Garrett, playing aggressively, putting himself at the midway mark, and as we've seen before, his accuracy unmatched.
142 kilometers per hour, and most of that was created by Moses. Such power he's able to get on that ball to immediately transition, recognizing his teammate is upfield and has an opportunity to shoot an open net. Orbit now holding on. 4:30 left to go. They can just keep it here. They will win this series. Move on in your winner's bracket. There's Garrett on the back wall, puts it high. Lays this one down. Violent Panda, though, picks it up, reads it well, puts it onto the backboard, uncontested. Pashy sends it into the middle, and Devo shoots past Turtle. Can they finish it off? He backflips. Will it go in? No! Garrett's able to get there, sends it away. 4:07 left to go. And Orbit, they have not allowed Maka to score.
I'm sure Devo might get frustrated if accuracy will be his curse. It was a fantastic shot and great placement, but just a little bit wide. That could have given them the tie game.
Devo carrying that one high, drawing Garrett into the air. Now Pashy sends it into the corner. Moses able to wrap it around. And Devo will be able to play it back into the corner again, drawing out Turtle. The defensive rotations holding on for Orbit as they drop it into enemy territory, able to slowly, methodically work that ball out of their own end. Put it back up to midfield. There's Moses again. Now you see these rotations. They've just moved it up the field. The defender is now hanging out at the midfield and stopping that one. There comes Garrett from the back. Keeping this pressure on. 3:26 left to go. He's got a carry to drop. This one pinches it off the corner, and it's a 2-goal game.
Garrett doesn't even need a teammate in this situation. We saw him following up. Garrett gets that first touch in the back, and then just follows through, still gets the angle off of the post. Incredible play.
So he played that off the sidewall, then off the backboard, then off of himself and in, right?
Yeah.
It was like a 3-touch. That was ridiculous. He didn't touch the ground at any point in there. What a player. 3:20 left to go, and Orbit looking great right now in game number 4. Particularly Garrett G looking great. Violent Panda in the air. Over to Pashy. He realizes exactly where it is and just lets it bounce off of him. Devo and Violent Panda get a little bit tangled up, but they immediately sort themselves out and are able to try and keep this offensive going. But Moses, what a pass there from Turtle, straight up to Moses, puts it past Violent Panda. Now Pashy uncontested up to Violent Panda, deep in enemy territory, drops a nice angle, just doesn't quite have it. And Devo sends it to Pashy, waits it. Just so much patience there from Pashy as Mocket scores.
This first touch from Violent Panda was absolutely insane. It forced Garrett, Turtle, and Moses to try and react, to go for that first save, try to beat it out, but Pashy beats him, not getting there in time, and that puts them 1 goal away from tying this up.
Such a beautiful play there from Pashy. He just sets his car, realizes, I just needed to let the ball hit me. I don't have to actually play it. So he like fakes Moses out of the goal, but still is able to make contact. Sends another one there. Oh, it's only a 1-goal game here for Mocket. If they can hold on to this, they will go to game 5. The reverse sweep becomes more and more possible. Violent Panda now onto the backboard. Moses is up, wraps it around, bouncing it off that angle. It's back into a dangerous place, but Turtle will send it away. Now Devo out in the middle. Garrett sends it into the corner one more time. Plays it off all by himself, but Pashy right there. Good solid midfield presence from Mocket. Devo and Pashy moving up together. Violent Panda lurking in the midfield, waiting for an opportunity. See if he can get this backboard play going. He misses contact. That was what they needed. And now they got to fall back as Garrett is moving up by himself. Pashy will just tackle him, allow Devo to get set up in net, but Devo wasn't quite sure what he's going to do either. They have to make another kind of cross-field save, and Turtle now able to pick that one up off the confusion from Mocket. 1:53 left to go. Mocket still only down by 1, but looking a little bit hesitant and shaky on the defense right now.
Getting close, but I think they're shaky on defense because they're trying to make offensive opportunities. They know they have 1 goal to make, or they will be out of this series.
Oh man, it was right there. Pashy took a nice shot, but Moses keeps his head and his wits about him, blocks it away. 1:30 left to go, and they're trying again here. Can Devo set this one up? He tried to put it on the backboard. He had drawn all the goalies along with him, but is not able to make it work this time. 1:22 left to go to score 1. And 1:18 left to go for Orbit just to hold on. Moses sends it to the side. Garrett on the wall, misses that one. Devo with a nice setup here. Violent Panda looking for an opportunity, but feels side flip.
Oh,
Man,
no.
can he recover here? Pashy puts it off the backboard. Where's Devo? Garrett sends it to the side. Devo was rotating for boost or for defense, but he's going to move up now. Not able to make contact once more. Pashy's looking for an opportunity to take this one from Moses, who just plays it high onto the ceiling, back down into Mocket territory. 52 seconds remaining. Turtle sends a shot, and Devo gets the block. At the demo onto Garrett, which sends him into the far back. They're not able to transition onto offense.
Mocket cannot let go of this trigger. They need to make sure they keep taking these shots, but they're just not able to get the connection to the back of the net at the moment.
Devo trying to wrap this one around. Final 30 seconds of game 4. Mocket needs the energy. They have to carry this one through. They got to score one more time to keep their hopes of being in the winner's bracket alive. Pashy, they kind of just pinched all off each other onto their own backboard. Garrett will send it over to the side, and Pashy looks for an opportunity to pick this one up. Picks up the pass from Devo. He's watching, goes into the air, draws up 2. Nobody's in the backfield. It's all up to Violent Panda. He puts it in. It's a tie game.
With 7 seconds left, they tie it up. We see them pulling out all the Orbit defenders. He gets a touch underneath, the double whip. No contest for Violent Panda. Easily able to get that shot in. They are alive.
What a play. Pashy's faking game has them in this series. Both goals it has been pivotal. They could take it right now in regulation if they wanted to. Devo looking for the fake, but Moses will clear it away. We'll go to overtime again, Carpet.
Mocket Ace is 1 goal away from being knocked into the lower bracket. They are going to do what they can, and they have fought valiantly so far.
Devo on the wall, plays it up over the top of Garrett and Turtle. Moses in the back with a nice hard clear down the field. And Garrett looks to finish this one off here in game 4. The goal from Orbit would finish this off. Right now they got to play some defense. Moses on the wall at 50-50, gonna kind of just work out neutrally, go across the field. Garrett now gonna go up on the wall. He and Turtle both not quite sure what they were doing there. Turtle still on the backboard, anticipating the backboard passes. Devo will be able to send that one out into the middle. Pashy with a oblong angle there, but he's able to make it work. It is wrapping around. Violent Panda with an opportunity. He's in the air trying to finish it off, but cannot get the angle. It would have been quite the deep angle if he had. And Turtle will be able to clear this one up. Very high flying game. I feel like the ball is bouncing off the ceiling more than the ground right now.
They are definitely contesting this as fast as possible. They do not want to let either team take control, and right now, we know Mocket Ace is in a tight spot. Orbit wants to try and take control of the emotions, but they're letting a lot of shots go on.
Oh, that bump there on Violent Panda gives Turtle so much momentum as he moves this one forward. Sets it out to midfield. Moses in the air, sends it towards the goal, and it draws Pashy and Devo up. Garrett will send it over to the side instead of taking an immediate follow-up, and Violent Panda with a very nice clear. Moses was rotation, very pivotal as he sends that one back, keeping this offensive going for Orbit. Pashy will send it down, tries to draw it up. Puts Turtle on the wall, and now Garrett will try to move through. Violent Panda now. Back out to midfield. Backs off and lets Turtle have the ball. They'll be able to pick this one up, sending it onto the backboard. Is anyone there to interfere? Devo drops it down. Garrett gets the block, but Pashy in the finish, it puts it underneath. We go to game 5.
What a touch from Devo, trying to read this as soon as he can. Almost redirecting it into net. Almost getting the angle. Fantastic play from him. Pashy supporting his teammate. He knew he was going to get it, and they tie up this series 2-2.
Okay, I want you to realize what Devo did there. They put it up onto the backboard, right? Which is where they like to play the ball. But Moses is waiting on the backboard. So Devo becomes a new backboard in front of Moses so that he can get the angle for Pashy, who puts it in, sends us to game 5. Holy cow, this is an exciting one.
I almost thought he had the angle for a half second. It looked like he was actually able to put it towards the net, which was just, I think, incredible to watch what these players can pull off. But you saw what happens when they have a little bit of time. Mocket Aces, when they have the control and they have the space, they will give themselves an opportunity.
Oh my goodness. It was Pashy there who scored 2 goals. The one from Violent Panda, 2 assists coming through from Devo, doing his part on offense as they hold on. And I guess the story about 8 shots is not true anymore as they had to score 12 to pull off the win there. But we go to game 5. Either way, they pull this off. They will do what Genesis did to them in the Season 1 lane and reverse sweep Orbit.
They want to try and stay in the upper bracket. Orbit came in with a little more behind them. I feel like a little more support, a little more predictive, statistics on their side. That they proved themselves throughout the entire season. They're a team that I definitely pegged to easily make it to top 2. So I think that right now, I'm hoping that the emotions aren't mounting too much on them, but Mocket Ace is able to stay under pressure, do so well
in these last 2 games.
Man, and after dropping 2 in a row, you know the momentum is on Maka Ace's side as they're able to pull off 2 wins back-to-back. Now with Game 5 moving forward, you know this would feel good for Pashy if he's able to get the reverse sweep and land number 2. But Orbit wanted to hold on. Orbit was the number 2 seed back-to-back in Seasons 1 and Season 2 coming into LAN behind NRG, former Kings of Urban, who took number 1 seed back-to-back. Consistency from these teams really paying off as they're showing just how strong they are, but these Europeans trying to make it a clean sweep in the upper bracket for Europe if they can pull this one off. Orbit, the last hope for NA. They try to push this one through. They all have a chance to come up through the lower bracket later on. But you know Orbit would like to be the team to pull through and not drop a series on their way to the grand finals. Now Pashy, what a play there. My goodness, the mind games from Pashy have been so on point this whole series. There's Devo. We'll set this one up, put it in the corner. And Moses misses, gets a demo onto the goalie. Where's the follow-up from Mocket? It was a perfect scoring opportunity, but neither player realized what Devo was doing.
We talk about how calm Pashy is, especially in his interview coming into LAN, and that is a big result of what allows him to pull off those mind games. That you need confidence, you need composure, and you need to be calm to be able to slow the ball down enough to actually fake out your opponent.
Devo puts this one into the corner. Tries to play it off the wall himself, but misses the touch. That leaves it for Garrett. Pashy will go up for the 50-50. What a challenge, but it sets out front from Moses. Almost has the angle, but Violent Panda able to get the save. Push it away. Drops it in his own half, and Pashy will send it into the corner. Every game's kind of started out the same way. Both teams with offensive opportunities being shut down by the defense, feeling each other out, moving forward, and then turning up the jets as the game goes on. It'll be Moses who picks this one up off the wall, sending it towards the box. A nice setup, dropped straight down by Devo to Violent Panda. This transition from Mocket, they can finish this off right now. Pashy looking for the shot, will shoot towards the net. Nobody's home, and that's Mocket on the board.
That counterattack from defense to offense immediately. As soon as he saw that clear from Violent Panda, fantastic read. Pashy just lined the shot up, waited for the bounce, got the power hit, kept it up high, trying to catch Orbit off guard, and he did so.
3:14 left to go. We're having a pie of a time out there. It's the 1-0 lead for Mocket. Orbit looking to tie this one up. It's Moses doing it all by himself. Had an opportunity towards the goal, but couldn't finish it off. We'll set that one out. Garrett will be able to move up off of the work from Moses. Devo will wrap this one. Turtle there. Tries to get it on the wall, but neither him nor Devo are able to touch it, and Violent Panda will pinch it off of Turtle, sending it back into Orbit territory. 2:50 left to go. And Orbit now going to try and transition, see if they can make this one work, but Violent Panda, what a read off the ceiling, sending that one back. Here's the threatening shots coming through from Mocket. And Orbit got it back out to midfield. The bump on the Violent Panda sends him up onto the ceiling. Kind of back where we started. Here comes Mocket again.
Seems they're getting 2 or 3 pressure touches on Orbit, but then, you know, one touch goes unanswered and it turns the control back around to Mocket, but this Pashy now left alone. Turtle passed from Garrett.
They tried to take it. Couldn't quite get it through the back line. Shot wasn't quite on point either, and now Pashy looking for an opportunity. The 1-goal lead for Mocket. They hold on to this right here. They will have reverse swept Orbit.
Nothing I would have thought I would have heard today.
No, not a thing I thought I was going to be saying at all. I mean, if you told me we were going to have reverse sweeps in 2 series, I don't want to curse it. We're just going to keep moving forward. Turtle putting this one onto the backboard, and Devo will wrap it around the corner in the back in the other direction. Moses now trying to set it up for Garrett, who's able to get it underneath 2 players, but isn't able to send it onto net. And now here comes Mocket again. The quick transitions once more. Turtle will be able to send it back into the corner, create misdirection for the offense. They're not able to quite take the shots they were looking for, but here comes Violent Panda trying to carry it over Turtle, who sends it over to the side. Moses not able to be very effective there in the corner, but Turtle will be able to send it back downfield. And where is Garrett? There he is. He's in the corner getting boost. He'll be able to carry that one away. 1:25 left to go. Orbit still looking for that tying goal.
Garrett getting that dunk. It's going to give an
Oh,
opportunity.
Violent Panda from the side just knocks it away, keeping this one alive for Mocket. 1:15 left on the clock. All they've got to do is just run this down. Orbit doing everything they could. The bump on the goalie wasn't enough as Violent Panda comes in from the side.
Orbit doesn't seem to be following up their own touches as teammates like we've seen before. We see Turtle there alone. Even if he was to get it through, Garrett was a little too far back to get the contest, but now Turtle finding himself in a good passing position.
Oh, what a contest there from Pashy, taking it away. The pass was excellent to Moses, but Pashy knew what was happening and shuts the door. Garrett up to Turtle now. And they finish this one off. They cannot get it through Devo, who's up in the air. That 2-car defense. 1 car on the ground, 1 car in the air. Eliminate both shot opportunities, but here's the breakaway. Doesn't go in. It does. Turtle puts it in. 36 seconds left. Tie game.
This cannot be good to know. This is how it got tied up. But once it saw Devo out of the net, Turtle put it right over him. And Violent Panda not able to get back in time. Must feel devastating. But tying up this game 5 with 36 seconds left.
I'm feeling an overtime carpet. You know, that just seems appropriate right now. And Pashy said he didn't want a 10-minute overtime, but he might get one. Violent Panda towards the goal. Moses clears it away. Devo onto the backboard once more. Turtle bounces it off of Moses and back to himself. A nice kind of accidental pass, but it works out great. Now Pashy and Devo in the air. They run up to Garrett with an opportunity. It's going towards the net. Nobody's home. It's all Garrett. He puts it in, and Orbit's got the lead.
Oh my, Garrett following this off of the wall. What an incredible play, getting it over all 3. Mocket Ace defenders, 14 seconds left, giving them the lead. A bit of a sigh of relief, but they definitely are not out of the woods yet.
14 seconds left is plenty of time for any of these teams to work with it, how aggressive they're playing. And you know, Mocket's got nothing to lose right now. Just go for it. They can put this one all the way out, get the full court carry, send us to overtime. Devo in the air, plays it past Turtle. The jitter's coming through. Violent Panda passes it down, and Moses, the touch from Moses sends it away from the goal. Can they get it all the way? It's going! Violent Panda, he puts it in! We go to overtime!
Devo gets that touch out to Violent Panda, keeping their composure enough to stay on offense. He turns around and gets the shot. Orbit thought they had that final touch. Moses with a great save, tying going into overtime in game 5.
What is... You want some more Rocket League? Here you go. We're just going to keep on going. Next goal takes the series. Next goal stays in the winner bracket. And Devo sends the long shot. Moses will block it away. And Turtle now with Garrett trying to move up. Violent Panda intercepting. They keep that reverse sweep dream alive. They're drawing it to the last moment. Orbit trying to shut the door at the last possible second. And Turtle sends one towards the net. Pashy's there. Plays it on top of Garrett. That's 2 players upfield here for Orbit. It's just Moses in the back. He plays it slow, plays it smart. Pashy's there. He's able to put it over to the far corner. Now Turtle out towards Garrett. Be able to have a lot of space on that ball there as it moves forward. He'll be able to take the shot towards the net, and Violent Panda clears it away. Moses sends this one up to Garrett. Tries to get the pass, but misses contact. Turtle will just move up on the ground. Devo able to pick it up, though. Moses going to drop this one straight down. Devo with an opportunity towards the net. Garrett, the backboard defense, critical right now for Orbit, playing up against Maka. They draw out 2. Moses gets the shot. Nobody's home now. Devo had rotated the defensive plays from Devo. Very important right now. First minute gone. Can Violent Panda finish this? It goes in! Rocket Aces reverse sweeps Orbit.
The pressure being just too much, mounting everything they need. Violent Panda following this up. We saw them trying to defend it off the wall, but not enough. Mocket Aces with the reverse sweep. Congratulations, staying in the upper bracket. All European teams staying up top.
I never would have believed that Pashy could come in and do what Genesis did to him. What a story is this as they're able to pull this off. Holy cow, Mocket Aces. They make it take as long as possible. Overtime in 3 games, all 5 games, but they pull off the win. Oh my goodness.
The matchup I knew would just be sparks flying, and they definitely proved to me that they can both of these teams deserve to be here. Every single team so far showing so much skill. Orbit, they had so much control at the beginning, but Mocket Aces, it didn't matter to them. They kept their cool. They took the shots they needed. I cannot believe they brought it to a tie game in the last 14 seconds of game 5, and they were able to bring it to them in overtime.
That was incredible. The way that series ended, the way that game ended, I don't have anything left to say about it. I hear that Kelly's got some Mocket players, got Violent Panda up there. Let's hear what Violent Panda has to say about that.
I really want to hear what Violent Panda has to say. What do you guys want to hear? You want to hear this guy? Dude, I mean, game 5, 3 overtimes. Does the way your play style and even your mentality change when you get into overtime?
Well, we're known for coming back. It's like the first game, we almost against all the good teams, we almost always lose. And I'm still shaking. It was really intense. But yeah, we came back and we did it.
So 2 games you lost, and then you reverse OCV'd them. 3 games in a row. That's gotta feel good. But you're going up against Flipside Tactics next. Out of the frying pan, right? How do you feel about that?
I'm gonna be honest. It's the toughest, it's the toughest opponent in this tournament. So of course we're well, we're not afraid, but you know we can beat them. We did it like before, so I guess we can do it again.
Well, the energy you're feeling right now, the energy we're feeling in here, guys. What do you have to say to your fans?
Well, thanks for cheering for us, and we'll see you in the next series.
I can't wait to see what the analysts have to say about that last match. Let's go to them right now.
Thank you, Kelly. Wow, what a match that was. I just heartbroken right now a little bit for Orbit. Like, they were up 2-0. They were so close to winning. They were seconds away, but Mocket barely tying it up at the 0-second mark. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's take another look at that one. The Mobile One high performance replay should tell the story of exactly what happened in that game.
It's a tale of two series here. The first two games, all Orbit. They had a lot of control. They weren't giving up a lot of shots, though, but their defense is always so sound. Moses was playing phenomenal around that midfield game. But then things started to go Mocket's way a bit.
Yeah, as soon as that reverse sweep started to happen, the pace of the game started getting faster as well. You even heard Pashy say it in his interview. We like playing fast. It suits us. And you saw that. As soon as that ball kept moving super fast.
Oh, this goal from Garrett.
God, like, how do you do that?
He had two phenomenal goals throughout the series. Then Game 5, he actually whiffed at 0 seconds to give Devo that pass. But this goal from Garrett, the aerial dribble to beat Violent Panda, score with 14 seconds left, and then Mocket's with only 14 seconds, can still score at 0 seconds. Violent Panda just had to tip that forward. Devo with a great pass, sending it to overtime, and then Violent Panda once again getting the goal. But Pashy as well, last land, he did not have a good land at all. He had 2 goals in 8 games. He had 5 goals in 5 games so far, so he has turned it on as well. And Devo and Violent Panda, they had to warm up first. The first 2 games were a little shaky, but now they're ready for flip side. And both these 2 teams played really, really well, so I wouldn't want to face either one of these going forward.
Right.
But Orbit has to feel good about how they played. They just couldn't close it out. It was 1 touch away from winning that series.
I mean, you could see it we had a camera shot of the players at the very end. Mocket super pumped. You could see Pashy really excited, but then on the other side, Orbit was it just seemed like they were crushed. And
right. And it's tough because they've been there before. I mean, they've gone through, they've played, they've done all the motions. They saw that in the regional championships as well. They put in all this practice, and then they just fall short again. But this is what's scary about a double elimination bracket. I don't want to be the team that goes and plays Orbit after they play like that. Like, you saw what they're capable of on both offense and defense. They're going to bounce back. Like, we'll see them later.
Yeah, Orbit down to the lower bracket, which means upper bracket is all European teams in the round of 4, the upper bracket semifinals, which are coming up next. We have our first semifinal. It's Precision Z versus Northern Gaming as we continue along with the Rocket League Championship Series Grand Finals for Season 2. Still plenty of Rocket League coming your way live from Amsterdam.